Welcome. This is Elsie Kearns, and today I have the privilege of interviewing Kim Haist, who's going to talk to us about freedom from health insurance. And Kim is a licensed health and life professional. She's guided many people in making sound decisions about their health benefits. She's a former small business owner, and that's my connection to Kim. She helped a lot of us in the holistic healing arts way back when, but now she's on a whole new journey, and she is out to help and educate individuals, families, businesses, how they can have health benefits that is not government mandated insurance. So, Kim, I'm very curious about this, and I want to ask you to explain to us what is health sharing.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction, Elsie. Good to be here. Health sharing is freedom from insurance. So what is that, you ask? Well, medical health shares, they're called, have been around since the 1980s. And since the passage of Obamacare in 2010, and then in 2013 and 14, when it was becoming fully implemented, medical health shares have exploded. A health share is a nonprofit organization that the members agree to share in one another's medical bills. So we think of health insurance as you're paying, the health insurance company is paying your medical bill. Well, health shares, it's a group of like-minded, healthy people that agree to share in one another's medical bills. So these entities have been around since the 1980s. A bonus is it qualifies you as being exempt from paying the tax penalty. So it is written in the Unaffordable Care Act that there's only 5 health shares in the US that are exempt from this penalty. And the one that I'm here to talk about is one of them. All right. So our terminology is different. We're not insurance. I cannot call us insurance. We do not want to be called insurance. We do not want the government in our business. So government does not regulate us, which is a great thing. So what exactly is health sharing, to put it simply? I think I have a slide for you. I'm going to show you an analogy. And it has to do with health sharing and credit unions. So this slide on the left, you'll see health shares are a nonprofit private membership entity. Health insurance, like a bank, would be a for-profit, publicly owned, run by a board CEO. Health shares, the qualifications to become a member are determined by the members. Not everyone is accepted into a health share. Health insurance, mandated, everyone is covered from day one. That's not a bad thing. Health shares are not for everyone, and health insurance is a good thing. It has helped millions of people over the last few years become covered when they otherwise weren't. Health shares, like I said, not everyone's accepted. You can choose any doctor, however. So if you have a favorite doctor, provider, you don't have to stay in the health shares network. There is none. There's no shaking hands and doing business with other corporate entities. So it's the freedom of choice. Of course, health insurance, you stay in the network or you don't get the benefit or you don't get covered at all. Health shares, alternative treatment is actually considered as a sharing expense, which is awesome. So a lot of, Elsie, especially in your and my community, people treat themselves more naturally, more holistically. And that is something I'm very happy that is in this health share. Where health insurance, good luck.
So, Kim, I still have a question because you just mentioned a few minutes ago that there was no tax penalty.
Correct.
So is this legal? You know, is there any other legality that we should know about?
Yes, absolutely. So it is 100% legal. In the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Section 1501, there's a little known provision that states health care sharing ministries created before December 1999 are exempt from the tax penalty. So the Unaffordable Care Act was created in 2010. They went back 11 years to shut down this entity. So I think they saw a little bit of a threat maybe to their profits there. However, there are still five health sharing ministries that are active and running in the US. So to me, I'm like, well, maybe they feel a little bit threatened. So I'm proud. I am actually a proud member of this health sharing membership.
Okay, so, and also in doing the research for this and info that you sent me, there was something about having to be Christian to be part of this. So can you further explain that?
Sure. Well, healthcare sharing ministries were actually born out of the Christian tradition of fellow man helping fellow man in time of need. And this came about in the 1980s. For 4 of the healthcare sharing ministries, yes, you need to be Christian and you need to be backed by a church and go to church on a regular basis and practice the Christian religion. The health share that I'm here to represent is you don't. This health share wants to make this type of sharing medical bills available to every faith, so not just the exclusive. One of the other great things about this health share is it's very technology driven. So everything, as we know, computers are here to stay. This organization is very much, has actually a couple patent pending programs with the way that they do their health sharing, which makes it very simple then for us, the members, less work for us.
Okay, that gives us a better understanding. And then, you know, who is this actually for? Let's define that.
All right, so health care sharing is for healthy-minded individuals, families, and small businesses. Small businesses means employees under 50 employees, because then they're not governed by the mandate. Okay, they're free to offer health care benefits or not. The one criteria basically is that you're healthy-minded. You take care of yourself. You believe, you live a healthy lifestyle. You don't indulge in drugs, excess drink. You exercise. So healthcare sharing is not for everyone. There are some people that don't want to do those things, and that's okay. You have health insurance for that.
So the next question I have then, and I think you have a nice slide for this, is how much does all of this cost?
That is a wonderful, wonderful question. That's probably the number one question anybody wants to know before anything else. So let's say take our middle demographic, 30 to 65 range. For a single person, so for me, $199 a month will get me 100% of my medical bills shared up to $1 million per medical instance. I have a $500 unshared amount. Most people know it as a deductible. Again, can't use insurance terms, but unshared amount is the amount you pay before your medical bills are kicked in 100%. So $199 a month, that's not too shabby. You know, I know people that are paying, depending on how old you are, if they're up near the high 40s and their 50s and low 60s, they're paying up to $700 to $800 a month, Elsie, and they have a $2,500 or more deductible. That's just insane, especially for a healthy person that rarely goes to the doctor.
Well, my next question before we remove this slide is, what's the catch? How do you keep these premiums so affordable?
The membership dues that are due every month are affordable because here's the number one people say, what is the catch? So I don't call it a catch. It's just one of the guides that we go by to help keep membership low for all of us. So one is we only accept healthy-minded or on your way to healthy-minded people. 2, we do not share in pre-existing conditions the first year at all. So if you just had a heart attack or God forbid something, you just discovered your ACL popped and you want to jump on this program to make sure that your bills are paid, it's not going to work for you. I suggest seeking out regular health insurance. Pre-existing conditions, we go back 2 full years into your medical history. So anything that you've had in the prior 2 years, you're not shared at all in the first year. In the second year, it gets a little better. We'll share in that pre-existing condition up to $25,000. In the third year, $50,000. In the fourth year, you're home free. So that is a huge reason why our prices are so much lower than traditional insurance.
Well, that's a good explanation. And of course, the slide helps. Yeah. And how am I going to know that my bills are paid? How do you determine that?
Okay, so we have guidelines. We have a 30-page booklet, but I can break it down a little easier for you. I'm not sure if, Elsie, you have a slide for what is shared and what is not shared
yes.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shared medical bills, kind of what everybody's used to anyway. Inpatient, outpatient, surgery, hospitalization, accidents, regular doctor visits. All right, so you get to go to your primary, you have pink eye, you have strep throat. Of course, all those visits are shared 100% after your unshared amount. Regular well visits. So in the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, you are afforded a well visit without having to meet a deductible. Same with the health share. Women, we can go to our yearly OBGYN without having to meet the unshared amount. You can go to your regular yearly checkup, get your blood work, all shared 100% without having to meet your unshared amount. Accidents, maternity is a big one. I have a friend who just got pregnant. She's been on the program for about 6 months, and she's going more the natural way. She's getting a midwife and so forth. And funny thing is, the health share is going to share in those costs with her, where regular health insurance would not share in midwifery costs. Another thing, the big thing again, naturopathic or alternative treatments. They need to be pre-approved, but I've seen many instances, and one being my own, where those alternative treatments are actually looked upon more favorably than regular traditional medicine, and they are more quicker to be approved. I have a $2,000 pre-existing condition bill that I already met my year membership, and I was approved for my $2,000 treatment, and I'm elated because I can't tell you how much I've already spent on this condition that I have, which is just chronic pain issues. So, yay.
Kim, I think that you also have a personal story about some alternative complementary therapies that helped you during a health crisis.
Yeah, I have two actual stories, and I have many member stories, but first one being, I was on the health share maybe about 3 months, over 1.5 years ago, and I came down with Bell's palsy. So those of you that are familiar with it, basically one side of your face drops to the floor. There's no known cure. You just really need to ride it out. I refused to see regular medical attention. I went to an acupuncturist, paid about $600 for 4 or 5 acupuncture treatments, ended up submitting my bills to the health share. Maybe they'll share in it, maybe they won't, worth a try. They came back and said, yes, they cut me a check back after my unshared amount. Again, thrilled. My second quick story is PRP therapy for chronic back and neck issues. I go to the Magaziner Center for Wellness, which many of you might know. They're not cheap, and they don't take regular insurance anyway. After I submitted my treatment plan, had my doctor write up a treatment plan for me, Health Share looked at it and said, you know what? Your back pain, we'd rather have you treat it this way than have expensive surgery or be on drugs the rest of your life. So again, I was treated the way I want to be treated, and I had my $2,000 bill paid.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
So I also want to bring over, because you have a, let me see, you have a slide on what is not covered.
Yeah, very important. Thanks, Elsie. So not shared, that pre-existing conditions in the first year, forget about it. Dental and vision, some of you are used to dental and vision being in your healthcare plan. We do not share in that at all. Another reason how we keep things low. However, you will get a discount card to saveme.com, and you will have access to a POS network, which is basically about 30% off going rates to dental and vision. Illegal acts. If you're robbing a bank, get shot, and go to the emergency room, you better whip out your credit card. You're on your own. Dangerous avocations. If you bungee jump or ice rock climb every weekend, again, you're on your own. You're putting yourself in harm's way. So we say, hey, you know, we're not going to do it. If you want to jump out of a plane because it's on your bucket list once, yeah, you're fine, but hopefully you'll be okay. Mental illness is a big one. Mental illness, stress-related or otherwise, are not shared at all in this membership. However, important to note, Alzheimer's is shared. One last thing not on the slide is prescriptions. Prescriptions work a little different. They are shared 45 days before and 45 days after a medical incident. You have only that. If you're on maintenance drugs, you have the Save Me card where you can actually get discounts for your prescriptions.
Okay, that really covers a broad spectrum. And you mentioned earlier that small businesses can have this for their employees. Do you want to broaden that a little bit?
Sure. So small businesses under 50 employees are not governed by the government mandate. There are a lot of small business owners out there that want to do right by their employees. However, they don't have the funds. They just don't have that big cash flow that larger companies have. So they're able to bring in the health share and choose to offer to pay for some of the membership cost, monthly membership cost, all of the cost, or none of the cost, just to make the program available to their employees. So what happens basically, if they're interested in that, I go in, give a presentation on the program, and then answer everybody's questions to see. So I've done wellness centers, even a heating and air company. They were a very healthy heating and air company. It's pretty much any type of healthy-minded business. It's for under 50 employees.
Well, Kim, in the regular medical system, you hear this term open enrollment. Does that apply to health sharing?
Not at all. So open enrollment is a government thing. So with us, open enrollment is 365 days a year. So you're free to jump in anytime you want. And then I'll also tell you, we stand behind our membership so much that we'll also give you a refund in the first 60 days if you're not happy, or if you just feel like, you know what, this really isn't for me, I want to go back to the other way. That's great. We'll refund your money 100%, as long as you haven't submitted any medical bills.
So Kim, you already mentioned that you can go into any company and talk to the business, or you can sit down with an individual, family, but I want to bring up this slide so that people know how to get in touch with you and get a personal consultation, no obligation at any time. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Yes, absolutely. I am happy to talk to anybody. If you want to compare your current health insurance situation with a health share and see how that differs, to see if that may be a better fit for you, we can do that absolutely with no obligation. If you just simply want to read more, please go to mymedicalhealthshare.org. You will see tons of information there. There's even links to get a free decision guide, questions to ask yourself and look at to see more if this health share is right for me. You can email me at hello@mymedicalhealthshare.org or call me at 609-405-1867.
Thanks, Kim. So I just want to say that this information is really excellent as to how we could actually sit down, and I know that you sit down and even compare what people already have on their insurance and how this would look in health share. Can you confirm that for me?
Sure, absolutely. So for a recent example, I sat down with a couple. They have company insurance, but it's terrible. So we sat down and we kind of did the math. Some of them had some pre-existing conditions that we had to really look at. The wife had a surgery coming up that was pre-existing. The husband was on like cholesterol and high blood pressure medicine. So we discussed that a little bit, the cost, the savings. We determined at this time that the wife was going to go have her surgery and make sure she was okay because it's a pre-existing condition and we would not share in it. And after her surgery is complete, then they're going to cancel their insurance and they're going to come on the health share. So decisions like that, they can be a little complicated. And that's why I really love to sit down with people and really dive into their personal situation to see what may be best for them.
Excellent. So when you make an appointment with Kim, you want to be sure to bring everything that you have now, lay that out so she can really give you a comparative cost. I want to bring that slide over again that shows how to get in touch with Kim.
Thank you.
Or how to get any other information to read in advance. Call her at 609-405-1867 to set up a private personal consultation. So Kim, this was very informative. Any last words for us?
I just want to say this is truly freedom from insurance. If you're curious, head over to my website, give me a call, find me on Facebook. I would really love to share this further with you.
Great. I so enjoyed spending time with you. And one more time, I'm going to put that slide up. This shows you how to get in touch with Kim, set up an appointment, and in advance be able to read all about health sharing, what it can provide, download that. And I think it's so important to sit down with her personally so that she can actually compare what you're working with right now and what she can offer. And again, as she said earlier, this is not for everyone. So it would be an opportunity to see if this is right for you at this time, or your business, or your family. Oh, Kim, just great to be with you.
You too, Elsie.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Thank you, everyone. We'll have this as a public YouTube. Take care. Have a great day, Kim.